We're literally at the bottom step going up to the door on the side of the chimney shaft. And we've got a spoon in our hands because there's no key. So essentially, yeah, a broken spoon is the only way into this one, I'm afraid. But yeah, it's a bit of a nightmare of a door. So we'll do our best to get in here. There's a reason why we don't open it up to the public, because there's a drop and it's a little bit dangerous. However, people have been in here before. If you look at the ceiling, you'll see all the graffiti over the years of, let's try and pick some out. See what dates we've got going on. We've got 1941. We've got, this is my favourite by the way, Peter John Groom, painted this house in 1983, never again. So, you know, that's the kind of modern graffiti we've got in here. A little bit more 1672. I mean, that actually says Charles II, so I think that's a bit of a lie, but hey ho, bit of humour in here, bit of humour. We mentioned earlier about a window that's blocked up. That is the kind of, I'm going to call it the last layer of defence. Before we go out of this escape route, we're able to look out of here and see if there is any danger once again. But also it's adding light into here. We mentioned on earlier videos with the priest-hole and the garderobe from the Squire's room that would have had some ladder kind of in here, you know, a simple ladder. Now you can see the ceiling which has been graffitied with the plaster and lath. Now the floorboards above that, which is the bottom of the priest-hole now, which are Victorian floorboards, they wouldn't have been there back then. It would have been a way of cleaning the earthwork, said to be, and that's its just kind of disguise. But there would have been a crude steps in here, or some, you know, I think it would probably be a ladder of some kind.
So how far is it to the Victorian floorboards from here?
We are essentially, when I put a torch up there, where my head is from the ceiling, ruler and a half, yeah, it's not far. These cables you see over here literally go up to that priest-hole. That's the light in the priest-hole. So we're not far away. And when I say a ruler and a half, I mean like 30 centimetres.
And there's another flooring, isn't there, above that now? A slightly more.
There is, yeah, more modern one. But back in the day, we know that wasn't there. It was basically an opening, and that would have had, you know, a way of getting out of the property itself.
What's the distance between those two then, the Victorian one and the more modern one?
Oh, they butt joint each other. They sit on top of each other, yeah.
So, very close.
Oh yeah, they're literally laid on top of each other. Yeah. You can see there's a hole here. Now that hole, I don't know when that appeared, but as you can see, a bit like the basements, everything's getting quite. You touch it and it just crumbles. The hole itself, we can see now actually into the chimney breast itself. It goes all the way down to the basement kitchens. Now that would have been that would have joined the inglenook fireplace that was down there. So it does go the whole way down. On the right hand side, when we look there as well, we can actually see the herringbone pattern brick. Now this would have been in the parlour. So imagine standing in the parlour, you'd have been able to look into that inglenook, and you would have seen one section of there with red brick herringbone patterned brick. Now if you go to places like Morton Corbett Castle, you'll see that in the ruins of it, where it's got this square of red brick pattern. Now, I personally think that what that's looking like is, it's looking fancier. It's looking like you've spent the expense of getting the whole chimney breast done red brick, but actually all you've done is one section, but no one else knows really. You know, like it's just one of those things where it looks particularly fancy or a little bit decorative. There is also a bit of a weird thing with being in here. Now, beneath our feet, so we're on this kind of tiled section, there is nothing between here and the ground level of the cobbles. What is underneath our feet right here? Now this is just a theory, because there was scraps of information that there was said to be a priest-hole that came off from the parlour into the chimney shaft. Is it here? Is it underneath this section just here? Does it come off from the parlour and there is a void, a crawl space underneath this? Or is the other one, there's another scrap of information that the right hand side of the parlour, the fireplace, where the bookshelf is now, that there was a recess behind that. And that does make sense, because I've done a bit of maths. Where we can see in here through the hole, the bricks on the other side there is still a bit more space. There is a little bit more space there. So once again, there's a little bit of a recess on the end of the chimney breast potentially.
Has anybody looked behind that?
No, because we can't pull it out, and I can't get across because there's nothing to crawl, because we're going to fall down to our death, I'm afraid. But it's one of those ones where the measurements on that side suggest there's a little bit of room on that side as well. So who knows?